All right, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Welcome. How is everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? Audio check, audio check. This is the first stream in a while where I'm back at my setup. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Loud and clear. Awesome. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. A lot to go over this morning, guys. It's a new week. Lots of movements. Big data. Nice charts. I mean, we have some really nice looking charts across the board. We're going to talk about it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone had a nice weekend, a nice refreshing weekend, and is ready to jump back into it. Dorsey, welcome in. Train the Trader. Train the Trader is here. Jonathan, Living God, welcome in, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Right on the rip, full port SPY puts. All right. Let's see how that works. So we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll come back tomorrow 8:34 a.m. We are going to go through and see what did SPY do at SPY puts right off the gate. That's what we're going to do. All right. Welcome in, guys. A lot to go over this morning. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone is here. Who is ready for the giveaway? Who is ready for the giveaway? Welcome in. Are you guys ready? Everyone's saying me, 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 me. Well, guess who's not ready for the giveaway? Me. I'm not ready. We're doing it tomorrow, guys. We're doing it tomorrow. The giveaway is scheduled tomorrow. It was supposed to be today, but I was going through the Google Sheet this morning and I kept getting formula errors. So bear with me. The giveaway is tomorrow. Okay, the giveaway is tomorrow. I promise. We'll do the giveaway tomorrow, and it'll be a nice session. Yeah, I know. I got you guys all ready for it. Just to postpone it for tomorrow's session. Anyway, what is today though is beautiful charts. Okay, we have a lot of beautiful charts to go over this morning, and it's going to be a fun session. Even though we don't have a giveaway today, the giveaway is tomorrow. We will do it tomorrow. Today we are just going to talk about charts. We have a lot to go over this morning. It's a new week. It's a Monday, and you guys know Mondays are some of the most important parts of the week. It is the most important part of the week because this is how we set up our ideas for the rest of course, the training session. So, Frederica Poe, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the 10 bucker. That is really nice. That is very, very nice. Much appreciated, Frederica. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Well, so let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We have a lot to go over. So today's session, we are on my main setup. So we're gonna go crazy today because we are finally back at the proper setup. So just bear with me. If you guys hear anything that if you see anything that needs to be fixed, let me know, because again, I'm back in my setup and things may be a little bit different. So if you see something that's okay, this is cropped incorrectly or the audio is a little bit off, let me know. It's better to let me know so I can fix it for Tuesday session. Okay. That being said, let's go. So SPY's chart today's session. This is just a really clear chart, right? I mean, on Friday to finish off the week Friday session, our mindset was this. It was basically if we were above the golden level 631.50, we were bullish, right? We were bull above it or bear below it, and we just grinded higher. In fact, we broke and held above 635, which is our break and retest level on Friday session. We held that Friday level, which was again 635, and we held it perfectly, right? We broke it. We broke and retested the 635 pre-market high, major level here on Friday session, and continued all day into our 639 previous all-time highs. And we are sitting right now at the previous all-time highs pre-market this morning. Right now, you may be looking at the market and saying, Brett, why are you saying we're at all-time highs if the market is clearly not at all-time highs? Because all-time highs are over here, right? This is technically where all-time highs are on the SPY. Well, not true, because this is just simply an after-hours all-time highs. This is a pre-market after hours all-time highs. The real all-time highs is right here at 639, 639, 639, 639, and we are here again at 639, the fifth time in a row. Do we finally break above 639 today? That is the question we are all asking ourselves going into our big data week, our big economic week, our big earnings week, right? The big everything week, okay? So let's dive into it, guys. We'll go over SPY, of course. We'll talk about this in a minute. We'll go over a SPY chart. We'll talk about what's going on here on the S&P. We'll go over the Qs, QQQ 576, all-time highs. We'll go over the AMD chart, beautiful AMD chart. What's going on here in AMD? It looks incredible. I like AMD today. We'll talk about AMD in a little bit. We'll go over Tesla. Tesla also looks quite nice. 330 break and hold. It is maintaining perfectly as well. We'll go over Nvidia. Nvidia 184. Major level. We'll go over Apple. What the hell happened with Apple on Friday? Why did Apple just skyrocket on Friday's session? And what can we do about it today? Are there any levels today we can watch for pullback longs? Let's see what happens today in Apple, right? Because Apple right now is sitting at a major level of resistance, 230. Let's see what happens, okay? We're going to go over Meta. We'll talk about Meta. We'll talk about Google. Google was sexy. Google was really nice, right? A little bit of Google action on Friday. Did you take it? Did you see it? Did you see it, guys? This was nice. I mean, Google was just one of those things that just makes me love trading. I mean, look at the beautiful break and hold above 198 on Google, the previous all-time highs. Break, retest 198, upside all day. This was a really beautiful chart. We'll talk about Google today and what we're going to do with it, okay? So that being said, let's move on, okay? Econ data for this week. This week is important. This week is really important. The reason why this week is so important is because we have major CPI data tomorrow, right? So we have data pretty much sprinkled throughout the entire week, but the big data, of course, is tomorrow's session. It is CPI, the Consumer Price Index, 8:30 a.m. Besides that, besides our 8:30 a.m. data, we also have data throughout that session on Tuesday, but that's not so important. But we have Wednesday, Fed speakers, Thursday, PPI, Producer Price Index. So the week is filled with economic data. Okay, we have bond auctions, we have Fed speakers almost every single day. And then Friday, we finish off Friday with a firework. We have retail sales, we have consumer sentiment, and more data sprinkled in throughout that session. So it is a very big economic week, and we must be aware of that going into today's session. Now, if I was a trader who kind of understood how market conditions operate around big data, I would probably argue today's session is more of a watch and wait type session, whereas tomorrow's session, post CPI, is where we are going to get the real move. Whatever happens today on SPY, on AMD, on Nvidia, on Tesla, it's all nice, right? It's all good. We love it, right? But it's not incredible because tomorrow is where we should get the big move. Today's session, we shouldn't really see too much happen prior to our CPI data. Now, usually, most CPIs happen on Wednesday, with PPI being on Thursday. Today's session is a little bit different. We have CPI on Tuesday. So let's see what happens today. But of course, be aware of the fact that today's session may be inherently a little choppier than it normally is because we have big data tomorrow, right? So big data tomorrow session, that's what's moving the markets going into our Monday morning. In terms of our economic data, on the economic side, let's just kind of make this bigger so we can get a bigger view at what's going on here. On the economic docket, my big face is covering half of what's going on here in the chart. What we're going to do is we're going to make my face significantly smaller. And now we can go over this properly. So we have Monday.com conveniently reporting earnings on Monday. They've always done this. I think it's funny. I think there's no better time for Monday.com to report earnings. Monday, okay? Besides that, today's session, nothing else of interest. Tomorrow we have after hours, we have AMC today, AMC after hours. On Tuesday, we have Circle CRCL. This one has been a very popular earnings report. Everyone's been watching it, right? So be aware of that. Understand this one might be a big mover going into our Tuesday session. We have CoreWeave, CRWE. CRWV, that's also been a very popular one with the meme traders, so be aware of that. CRWV and CRCL are two big ones to keep an eye out going into our Tuesday session. Wednesday, we have Cisco. Okay, we have Cisco on Wednesday. We have Red Robins on Wednesday. Red Robins is a major one, and not really, but we're just watch it. Kind of, you know what? I really want to take a look. What is this trading at? What is Red Robin trading at? RRGB. RRGB. What is Red Robins trading at? I mean, what a crazy stock to be trading. Red Robins. I mean, just an incredible name to be trading, but just doing nothing, right? Doing nothing. Is there anything here, Red Robins? Probably not, guys. But it is an interesting retail consumer name. Okay. Besides that, Thursday session, JD, John Deere, Applied Materials, AMAT on Thursday as well. And then on Friday, pretty much nothing. So this week, we do have AAP and Birkenstock on that Thursday session. So a lot of retail names, Kava as well. I miss Kava. A lot of retail names this week. Nothing crazy in terms of earnings reports. It's mostly going to be centered this week around our CPI data on Tuesday and PPI on Thursday. Okay. That being said, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's go over SPY's chart. I think I probably lost half my viewership on YouTube because I started going over Red Robin. You know what? That's a good thing. Let everybody leave, and we'll have all the real ones stay. We're going to go over Red Robins as the first ticker. Okay, SPY. So what's going on here in SPY's chart? Okay, so on Friday session, basically we're in this little channel. Okay, we had the channel, and we knew this is sort of what was going on. We have an upper bound of channel, lower bound of channel, upper bound of channel, lower bound of channel. And then on Friday session, we sort of opened in the midpoint between our upper bound and our lower bound, right? We were sort of in the midpoint between our demand zone, which was 631.5, and our supply zone, 639. Okay. Now, off the opening bell, we saw a beautiful break and hold above 635. The appetite for the market was very bullish on Friday, right? That's why you saw that beautiful aggressive upside move on that Friday morning, that Friday open, in which we saw the break and retest trade upside back into 639. Right? This was a pretty aggressive day on Friday session. But the real thing about Friday was if you were not long very quickly off the open, right? If you were not long at say 935, you were waiting for a retest, which did happen, right? And the retest did end up happening around 11 o'clock. You can see beautiful, just zoom into the price action here. You can see, look how the market reacted to levels on Friday session. You can see breakout above that Friday level, right, which is 635. We retested that 635 level right over here, and we saw sustained upside back into 637. We pulled back to our level around 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. 635 pullback long, set up a long opportunity again off at 635, in which case you saw a move back into 639 into close. So a pretty technical day on Friday. Everything was sort of by the books on Friday session. But the question today is, what is the market going to do today's session? So today's session is all about 639, right? And let's just zoom out for a second and get an understanding what's going on here. I said something at market at the start of the live stream. I said, guys, we are back at all-time highs here in SPY. And the reason why I said that is because SPY's chart is sitting literally right at the market hours all-time high. And there's a big word in there. I said market hours all-time high. Notice I didn't say just regular all-time high, because the regular all-time high is at 641.50. The market hours all-time high is 639. And the reason why, again, I'm saying that is because if you look to see what's going on here on Thursday, the 31st of July, and zoom in on that price action, you're going to see this entire price action in that little upside move was fully during the after-hour session, right? Fully during pre-market after-hour session, which of course is important, but it's not as important as the regular 639 market hour. So what I'll be watching for today's session here on SPY is the first thing is understanding we are at supply here on SPY. And you may not think this is big supply here in SPY, but it is big supply here in SPY because this is if I run regular RTH, regular trading hours right now, you're going to see it is literally just the big level. Okay, so 639 is a major level in SPY, and we're sitting right at it in the pre-market session. The question today is, can we finally break and hold above 639? Because if we do clear 639 today, 639, 639, 639, then we can see upside, of course, back into that after hours high here, 641.50, which is our after hours all-time high here in SPY, and probably we break it. we probably break that 641.50 today if we do clear above 639. I would argue we probably do. Again, though, let's not be rhinos and long into levels, though. So understand if we do clear above 639, well, then there is sustained upside back into 641.50, and this would be a top watch for today's session, a break and hold above that 639 level for longs. But in no world are we coming in today's session on Monday morning at 9:31 a.m., and in no world are we going to say this. It's 9:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. SPY opens at 638.35, right over here. In no world, in no environment are we going to say, let's go long right now. Because we are sitting, obviously, very bullish in the market, but we are back at supply, back at supply, back at supply. If we've done this before, if you longed here at 639 because you thought we were going to break out, you got smacked in the face with the textbook. If you longed over here, smacked in the face, smacked in the face, smacked in the face. Let's not long right now at 639. Let's long above the 639 level for the break retest trade, an upside back into highs, or let's maintain the mindset that we are open for pullbacks on this Monday morning, right? Let's maintain the mindset that we are open and ready for a 635 pullback because that is the demand bounce opportunity today. So if I'm looking for longs off this Monday morning, I am looking for longs off of 635 or the break and hold above 639. And that is simply it for me today here on the SPY chart. Okay, let's not be rhinos. Let's not be the what's the Kool-Aid man? The Kool-Aid man, you know, the Kool-Aid man. They got that jumps through the wall, right? Let's not do that, right? Let's wait for us to clear above. Once it's cleared above, then we can look for longs above that level, right? On the ES chart, let's move on, guys. We are way over time this morning. We got to go fast. ES chart. ES is the same thing. Okay, so you have a beautiful channel, upside, downside, upside, downside, upside, back into supply. Do we finally break above the channel? Do we finally clear above 64.30 here? Yes. If we do clear 64.30 yes, then obviously back into 64.60 is the most logical scenario, right? But this morning, we must clear above these series of highs for continuation to occur. If we can see an upside break here, break and retest, upside trade, back into highs. Or we wait for a beautiful pullback long today to a demand zone below 6,400 ES, right? That's it. That's all it is for me today's session. If you lose these levels though, if I lose under 63.90 here ES, then I am no longer interested in going long in the market because we probably fail back lower into here. If you're looking for shorts today, let's just say something magically twists in the pre-market session into market open and we see downside off the gate, well, the downside occurs under this low over here. If you can lose this break at level from Friday's session, you can see 63.90, then downside the market is most likely the case back into our golden zone, 63.55, right? That's the ES chart. Moving on, Qs. There's just one thing to talk about in Qs today. It's right in front of us, right? This is not, it doesn't take a beautiful technical analyst to come in the market and say 576 is a level. You can see 576, 576. Now, unlike SPY, I was talking about SPY looking at the market hours level. Well, this 576 level here on Qs is technically a pre-market and after hours level. Okay, you can zoom into this chart here for a second and take a look at what's going on here. You can see this level is simply just a pre-market level. If I adjust for regular trading hours here, you're going to see that the price action never was really above 572. SPY has never been above 572 in the regular trading hours, right? It has never been SPY. At no moment was SPY opening above 572. We opened right below 572 and we saw a downside that day, right? In the pre-market session this morning, where are we? Well, we are where? We are replay mode off. You're going to see we are opening right now at 575 here on Q's chart. This is a moment on Q's where we have never seen price action before because technically this move over here on Friday, right? Actually, hold on a second. I'm so wrong. I am incredibly wrong. Let me backtrack for a second. The Q's up until Thursday, July 31st, has never seen QQQ above 572. On Friday's session, we saw the break and hold above 572. This was completely wrong what I just said. But again, the idea basically was on Friday's session, we saw the break and hold above 572. This is the first time we've really seen sustained price action over 572. We saw upside on the break and retest above that Thursday level, August 7 level, and upside back into 576. So today's session, what are we watching for today in Qs? Today's session is going to be either about 576 or 572. Do we see the break and hold above the after hours all-time high here, which is 576, in which case this happens, right? A break retest above 576. Or do we see us pull back to 572, which of course is our demand zone below? This is a level we never traded above up until our Friday session. Up until Thursday and Friday, we finally got some price action above these levels. So for today's session, watch to see if we can get pullback longs back at demand here at 572, because that's our long area today's session, right? If we lose 572 here on Qs, I argue that we probably go back to 566 here on the QQQ, okay? Again, if you want upside to persist, if you want bulls to maintain strong, you want to see us above this level right here, because this is the level of all levels. The market is obviously very one-sided right now, okay? You're seeing the market grain is obviously very bullish. There's going to be a moment in time where the market grain flips bearish. It's very easy to do well during a bull market. Last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I mean, even for myself, I was getting 40, 50% trades almost every single day, right? Making a lot of money Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was a very beautiful week last week. There's going to be a moment, it could be this week, where the market flips to a bearish day, where you go a bit long at demand and the demand just doesn't hold. You have to know before the market opens where that's going to happen, right? As of right now, I can tell you this looking at the chart. If we lose 572 here on Qs, I don't think we're going to see many buyers until 566. Okay, so be aware of that. I don't want to be looking for longs back over here in the midpoint between my supply and my demand, because I argue if we are under 572, we probably move to 566. So be aware of that today, right? We must understand the market's obviously very bullish. We look at the market's very bullish. But there's going to be a moment where it flips bearish. We must understand where that is on the market. On Qs, it's 572. On SPY, for me, okay, like it's really this 631.50. But if we do lose at 635, I know where we're going. I know we're going here, right? So don't be long on the Qs on SPY in between 635 and 631.50. The long spots are either here or here, right? That's where it is, or obviously here, okay? Because if you do lose below 635, which is our low from Friday session, then we're going to fail lower back into these lows over here, right? So just be aware of that going into our Monday morning, our week ahead, because even though the market's very bullish, there's going to be a moment where it flips back bearish, okay? So that being said, let's move on, okay? Let's go over the first ticker of today's session. I want to get some hydration first because I've been kind of going crazy this morning with a lot of yapping. So let's take a little intermission here. I'm going to read the chat. People are spamming MU. We'll go over MU, guys. Don't worry. We'll do MU. We'll do PLTR. We'll do Tesla. We'll do the whole lot this morning, guys. We have 1,038 viewers here. Everybody here probably came for the giveaway just to be told that there is no giveaway today. It is tomorrow, just because I know I'm going to get comments saying, where's the giveaway? It is tomorrow, the giveaway, okay? But today's session, let's move on. Let's go over AMD. AMD, let's start with AMD. So AMD right now is interesting, okay? And I know this is not the strongest bull chart of the bunch, but I think that this chart to me is really interesting because it is consolidating right now after a big move on that on Wednesday's session. So on Wednesday, we caught a really fantastic long on AMD. We actually longed AMD right over here at 167, 168, and saw upside into 170 something. This was an incredible trade. I mean, just looking back at this opportunity on that Thursday session, it was really just incredible. I think where did I go long here in AMD? I longed AMD on this. I think, you know what I did? I should have taken it here, but I got the second best entry right over here, and I longed it at 168 and change, and it went all the way to 176 that same session. This was a crazy session here on AMD. Now today's session here at AMD, that same beautiful upside momentum, right? The little upside momentum we saw on that beautiful Thursday morning. Well, it hasn't gone away yet, right? You're just seeing what we consider a consolidation here, right? You're seeing a bull flag consolidation, a beautiful flag consolidation above a key demand zone. Now, if I'm watching for anything here today in AMD, I'm going to be watching to see if we can get back above this 176. 176 is a major reclaim spot for me. If we can reclaim 176, there is upside back to 180. If we reclaim 180, it's back into that bull flag highs here, 185. And I know you're probably looking at me saying, well, Brett, like that 176 is far away. We're opening at 170. So yes, I agree, it is far away. And for that reason, there are some trades in between then, right? So right now, the main watch is going to be here. This is the main highest conviction watch, is going to be a break and hold above 176, the orange level, because obviously that would be a break at the bull flag, and we likely get continuation back in the highest here, 180. But there is a level to watch out for today, okay? The level I'll be watching out for today's session is be watching to see, can we find some reactions back at demand below, which in this case was that 162 level. If we hold 162, I'll look for longs at 162. You can see 162 was that Wednesday session low. And then likewise, that's probably it for me today. I mean, I'm looking to see, can we see a reversion trade here off my demand low, or can we see a break and hold above 176? This to me is more about the larger time frame. Okay, I love the larger time frame here in AMD, and for that reason, I'm going to watch to see what happens. If we lose 162, if we lose this level, we are dead. We are dead fish in the water. We are beached whales, and we go back lower to 150. Right. So right now, you really want to see this 162 maintain, because if we are above 162, we're bullish, and if we're bull or bearish. So let's see what happens here on AMD today, going into this Monday morning and this entire week really. But again, this is still a bull chart, and let's not misconstrue that. Right? You can see beautiful bull flag, and let's see what happens here in AMD. Okay, Nvidia. Nvidia has also been a sleeping giant. Okay, Nvidia is sexy at times, and sometimes it just needs to sleep. Right? Nvidia, like every name, has to get its beauty rest sometimes, and that's what's been going on recently. Nvidia has been sleeping, and there's going to be a moment where Nvidia wakes up. This is what happened here this is what's beginning to happen here on Nvidia. If I'm watching for trades here in Nvidia, my mindset is that we are bullish above 180. We are bullish above 180. And if we can get back above 184, this is going to be a beautiful all-time high PDM price discovery mode move, right? This is a beautiful acronym, okay? So if we can get above this 184 level, I'm looking for longs above 184 for a move higher back into PDM, right? And the question is, where does Nvidia go? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where Nvidia goes, because it's a new all-time high. I would argue we look at the next major open interest contract here on Nvidia, and that's 190. So if we do get above 184, I would argue we probably are going back into that 190 high OI strike price. So just be aware of that. 184 clears, 190 should be the next target here on Nvidia. But as of right now, sleeping giant. Does the sleeping giant wake up? And it could wake up to the downside as well. Let's not just be a perma bull here, because again, Nvidia under 180, under 179.5. If we get back under this level here, it's bearish, right? We're not perma bull here. It's bullish right now because it's above level. But if we do this, right, then what are we now? We're bearish, downside. So look for puts under 180, or really 179.30, or look for longs above 184. That's what it is for me today here on this Nvidia chart. Okay, SMH 293 is your big level. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. This is the head and shoulders, right? Your left shoulder, right? Your head, your right shoulder. Is it finally breaking above it yet? Not enough yet. We need to see more on this. If it can break a bit further, maybe back above 295. That's where the head and shoulders invalidates here in SMH. Okay, MU. What's going on here at MU? I have no clue. Something must be going on here at MU. Obviously, probably something to do with, okay, that's what it is. All right, so you have the imposition of chips, right, on of tariffs on semiconductors, and that's probably causing MU to do well. And of course, you're seeing, is this earnings? I didn't even see that this was a scheduled earnings event. This is earnings, right? Is this earnings on MU? You're seeing updates fourth quarter fiscal 2025 guidance, or this is just it's not earnings. It's probably just a guidance update here on MU. I didn't see that this was scheduled on the docket for this morning, but maybe I'm wrong. Don't quote me. But again, I'm seeing a guidance update here on MU, so that's why it's moving higher as well. So a little bit of tariff news here on MU, but it's not just tariff news. It's also an update in guidance. And that's causing us to rally higher. So not earnings, it looks like not earnings, but it looks like a guidance update. So here in MU, what I'll be watching for is, I mean, let's just kind of reset this for a second, because again, sometimes you have to do resets. You can see a reset's needed here. You can see beautiful consolidation on MU for a while. Finally, we break above the consolidation, and we're seeing an upside move above the consolidation. We have a level here at 116, beautiful level here, 116. Next major level is So where we're at right now, 126 big level, then obviously all-time highs here, 137. So if I'm watching for MU today, I know that we're sitting right underneath the big level here. 126 is a big level. Look to see, can we pull back to our demand below here, 119, 120. If we do pull back to this level, this is a long spot, okay? This is the most logical long spot today, is the Friday high pullback long. Look for longs there, that's it. That's all I have here. Either one, respect the supply above us. Don't go long back into that supply zone, which is 126. Or two, look for longs back at that demand zone. In this case, that is 119. Okay. Moving on. Joshua and Fancy, thank you guys. Absolutely. Yes, we're going to go over Tesla and Meta right now. Tesla. And thank you both, guys. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, DJ Prices. Wow, you guys are crazy today. There's a lot of people supporting today. Thank you guys for doing that. Very, very kind of you. Tesla. So Tesla, obviously breaking out of consolidation, right? This should not be something we overlook. This is a very massive break of trend on the downtrend. You can see a beautiful consolidation break, a little ascending or sort of, I would say more so symmetrical wedge here on Tesla. And again, I'm not a big pattern trader, but you can see it, right? This is an obvious break of downtrend. And it did break and hold about 330 on that Thursday and Friday session of last week. The question mark today is, can we get back above 335? Because you can see here, this is a major level here right in front of us, right? This is really 338. You can see 338, 338, 338. Last time we saw a sustained rally into 338, we saw an incredible downside move off of it. Let's not rush into Tesla today. If it can break and hold above this 338 level, that's where more upside comes in, back into these highs over here, 354. But as of right now, we are at big supply here. So look for this today. Look to see if either we can, one, break and hold above that 338 level, in which case upside back in the highs, or two, look for a pullback long here, 330 as opportunity number one, or pullback long to 318.50 for opportunity number two. And this is what I'll be watching for today. My main watch would be this one and this one. Because at this point, Tesla is one of those names you want to get on momentum, right? You don't really want to be getting Tesla back at this 318.50, because even though it's a demand that probably doesn't hold up. So look to see, can we long 330 and can we long the 338 break and retest, right? Take Tesla on momentum. That's just my 2 cents here on Tesla's chart, okay? Meta bull flag, right? You can see a little, again, Meta is just another bull flag. So bull flag initially here, consolidation right back in the demand zone, upside back in the supply. But of course, you guys know what I've been saying here. Meta recently has been the same thing over and over again, right? Demand below, supply above. That's it. Play the ping pong game. Play tennis right now. If you're trading Meta, you're just a tennis player. Okay, you're longing back at demand and you're getting out back at supply. You're longing back at demand and you're getting out back at supply. And you do it until it simply just doesn't work, because eventually it just won't work. But as of right now, it's doing it again and again and again. Where does this go to now? It probably goes back into highs here, 784, in which case, again, there's supply at 784. Eventually, does it break? Yes, it probably does break. But as of right now, it's still maintaining. Demand zone below, supply zone above, okay? Apple, very important. Apple chart. Apple, I'm watching a few different things here in Apple chart, okay? The things I'm watching for in Apple today. Opportunity number one is going to be to 225 bounce. 225 bounce, which is my level from Friday session. Opportunity number two is 220 bounce, right? So 220 bounce, one. Opportunity number two, 225 bounce, okay? We have big supply here, 230. I'm moving fast right now because we have a lot to go over right now. 230 is a big level. Be aware of 230. Let's not be long into that big supply zone, because of course, big supply, look for longs back at demand, look for longs back at demand on pullbacks. That's the best case thing to do here on this Apple chart, okay? Google, 198 bounce, simple, right? Google, 198 bounce. Longs, turning into a long right now, 198, okay? Watching 198 for a long opportunity today here on Google, 198 for longs. Moving on, PLTR. PLTR is still in the upside grind, but like I said before, you are gonna see a day where there are no buyers on PLTR. There's gonna be a day, because eventually what happens, every time PLTR does these zombie grinds higher, it is followed by an aggressive downside day. Zombie grind higher, downside day, no bids. Zombie grind higher, downside day, no bids, right? And I'm not saying the downside day, no bids is bearish, because even though it may look like this, you may see a downside day that looks like this, perhaps, right? A big downside day, it looks like this. You're like, wow, oh my God, this is going to zero. it's probably not going to zero, right? Because PLTR into every major demand gets bought up, right? So if you do see downside on PLTR, that's an opportunity to go long, right? And then the long opportunity is really back at that 161, 162 level, because eventually that's where this has to pull back to, right? Back into this demand zone below, because it's an untested level of support. Look to see if we can long PLTR back at that level here, because eventually it will have to pull back here. Guys, unfortunately, I can't stay here forever because I do have to trade as well. So I'm going to leave here. I'll see you guys all for live trading. Have a happy and safe Monday. Guys, it's Monday. You had a good week last week. Take it easy today, right? Let's look to see what the market's doing. Let's be data collectors this Monday morning. Let's not be 9:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and we're full port AMD puts. Okay, let's not do that, right? Maybe it's the right idea. We'll see what happens. But of course, just be a data collector on Monday mornings. Guys, I'll see you all for live trading. Have a happy and safe trading day.